Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. I know in yesterday's upload when I went and picked up the motor for the R1 project, I said today's video is actually going to be on me cleaning up that motor and swapping a couple of things from the old motor over to the new motor. That kind of didn't happen. I kind of really don't have the time, and I actually need somebody to help me move this motor. My buddy Mike's actually going to come over probably later on in the week, and we'll move it in there and get all of that squared away. So I figured since we're going to be plastic dipping the Z06 project a blue, if you watch the reveal video, it is going to be blue. I like to match my engine covers, the fuel rail covers on the Corvette, to whatever color the car is. I know a lot of people's like, oh my god, why are you painting all this stuff on the bed and plastic dipping it? This is like an 18-year-old car. I feel like if I want to modify it, I can. You can talk trash all you want, but I like it. And if people mod their car and they like it, who the heck am I to say that's stupid? I've already painted one of them. I'll show you right here in a second if you haven't seen it swinging around in the background behind me. Roll the intro and let's get this project started. So guys, I'm actually trying to fix a couple spots right now. I've kind of like got this very crudely masked out and got some high build primer going on to it. After that, I'm going to wet sand it. I'll show you all that process later on when I get a little closer to being done. Also had to sand some on the door handle and the gas cap. Just trying to get all the imperfections on the car fixed before I plastic dip it, because with dip, any little imperfection, well, not really any. Scratches don't really show up, but these big indentions from the paint actually peeling off of the car when it got painted originally, it really showed up. So anyway, I've already got one of the fuel rail covers done. This is, I forgot what kind of blue it is, but it's a Rust-Oleum gloss blue. It's very, very close to what we're going to be dipping the car. They were orange. If you've followed me on any kind of social media, then you've seen them. They was orange. I did not sand them after I painted them orange. I literally degreased them and sprayed them with this new paint. It looks pretty good. Very little to no imperfection it's in it. Very, very glossy, especially with no clear coat or anything like that. And it does hold up to heat in the engine bay. I've used this paint before. It does great. It's also going to be the paint going onto the brake calipers of the Corvette. Let's go get the other fuel rail cover, which is over here. And I'll show you the process of painting these things, at least what I did for this particular case, step by step, and we'll see what it turns out like. So in this particular case, like I said, this actually just came off of the engine and it's kind of dirty. I didn't even wash it. I actually used this goof off degreaser. It actually says it's for paint prep, so I kind of just saturated it down and let it sit there for a minute to kind of get in all the little cracks of these things. And then I literally just wiped it off with the microfiber. Made sure to get inside of all the Corvette, I guess, engraving on these, just because dirt obviously likes to hide in those little crevices. And between all of this, looks a whole lot cleaner than what it did. So the next step I did, I actually took my Drill Master heat gun here, and I actually just kind of went over it because it is kind of cold still. And we all know the paint likes to bond to warm surfaces. So I just took this back and forth a little bit just to get some heat into it, because it is winter here in West Virginia. And although my garage is heated, it is not that warm in here at the moment. So for the stand that I'm using to actually paint on, it is an old tripod of mine. I actually got a new version of the exact same one that I'm actually filming on now, but it actually holds these things quite well. As you can see, it's been painted orange, it's been painted primer, it's been painted blue from the last one. Got some red down there. So it's kind of, you know, fulfilled its purpose in its next life, I guess. So let's go ahead and get some coats put on this fuel rail cover. So for this project, I'm using the Rust-Oleum Gloss Protective Enamel. It actually does quite well, and it's very, very heat resistant, and it's very, very, very durable. I've had this on brake calipers before, and I've had this on bumpers. I've really had this on about everything, and it does quite well. So for the first coat, we're just going to kind of mist some blue on here just to get it a little tacky, and then we'll start putting a little heavier coats after that. And that's literally it for the first coat, so I'm going to let that one get a little tacky and then put a little heavier second coat on. All right, guys, for coat number 2, we're going to do about the same thing. Give this a couple shakes, and then shoot a little bit more color onto it. This is more about getting coverage in the areas that I may have missed, especially these edges of these fuel rail covers, more so than getting solid coverage on everything. And that is coat number 2, and we've got pretty good coverage about on everything. I know it looks like that right there is still white, but that's actually just reflection off that white light over there. It's actually still covered pretty good. If I tilt this down, you can kind of see. But this paint is very glossy for a single stage paint, and I'm actually very happy with this color. It actually matches quite well. So I'm going to let this one get a little dry, and then we'll shoot a third and final coat onto it. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and put the third and final coat on. This one right here, I do put a little bit heavier than I did the first two, just because it is tacky and covered now. So I'm going to spray this about how I spray automotive paint, and that is to kind of get around the edges. And then hit it 50% overlap. On the last coat. So that is the third and final coat for this. I'm going to let it dry a little bit, and then I'll take you around it and kind of show you the finished product. Okay, guys, so it's been drying for about 15 minutes now, enough at least for me to show you the finished product. But like I said, this is a cheap, easy, and inexpensive mod. Not really a mod. Something to make your Vette look just a little bit better and a little bit more, I guess, your personal preference. Like I said, I'm dipping the entire car blue, and I like to color match my valve covers, or fuel rail covers to that. So I went ahead, did the other one blue, but I wanted to take you step by step on what I did to actually do the other one. Like I said, this is the finished product. Very glossy. It does have a little bit of texture to it, but that's just because the fuel rail covers have a texture to them as well. But for this single stage paint, it does very, very well. Now I'm going to try to actually find this font. I do have a vinyl cutter, and I'm going to see if I can't make inserts for those, because I want those black, kind of like the factory Z06 ones was with the red and black two-toned. But I'm not going to try to really do those, just because I think that would be too hard. Like I said, for single stage paint, that's pretty glossy for a blue to be able to see yourself in that. So anyway, guys, on the next upload, I will just give you a sneak peek of what those look like on the car. Both of them's drying now. I've got the other one in the actual main part of the garage drying, but that is it. That's been drying for about an hour now or so. Looks very, very good, and I think it's going to look great on the Z06. No, that whole intake system is not going to be there. We actually have the Vera Ram that I actually bought off a guy on C5 Modified on Facebook, and so we're going to put the Vera Ram kit on the Z06, and I'm actually going to get blue couplers as well. I know those were black, but we're going to do away with all of that there because that looks horrible, and I need something different. So guys, I hope you like this kind of DIY upload. If you would like more content like that, please comment below, and I'll absolutely do some more DIY stuff like that, or at least record it. I do DIY stuff all the time. I just never really record it because I don't think people want to watch it. So if you do, give this video a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We have grown pretty significantly in the past month or so. Keep those subscriptions coming, and I'll keep the content coming. See you guys on the next video.